Yo, what is going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown, episode 449. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
What's up, people? How's it going?
Carlos Romero.
Yo.
Brett Murdoch.
What up, people?
Brian Manjoma.
Hey, guys, what's up?
And joining us once again, Mr. Richard Bailey Jr.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. So, Rich, you're here by special request from Mr. J. Shep. It's just interesting. He was like, yo, is RBJ going to be on tonight? I was like, I could ask him.
Well, no, I'm always glad to come on the show. I have a feeling I will be on the show again in the not too distant future because there's some stuff happening very soon. But,
yes,
we'll talk about that for another day.
Yes, well, you know, we already actually said it like last week, Rich. I didn't even tell you because the stars are aligning, right? It's like episode 450, right? It's next week, and the embargo lifts on a certain game you've been playing. We could say that, right?
Stars are aligning.
You know,
absolutely.
You can't tell us what you think, obviously, of the game, but everybody knows what game you're playing. You know, and when I said the stars were aligning, that was also me saying something, being prophetic. Look, Carlos, you know how I do that shit? I say something and it's like clever, but I'm like, oh, I didn't realize I made that pun. You know.
Well, Tony, the funny thing is, you caught it this time, but it actually has an even deeper meaning than that with Rich.
Excuse me.
There's the obvious one, and there's a second one too. There's a second.
There's a second one that only Carlos knows about. But
okay,
yeah.
Damn, Rich, you getting married, bro? Shit, man. Let me find out.
You invite me?
Baby, you invite me to the wedding, motherfucker. All right, so I'm guessing Rich will have to talk off air about this.
Oh yeah, well, let's see. When we talk about what we have been playing, maybe I will say a little something.
Ooh, interesting. Excuse me. You know. All right, man. So Rich, the reason you were asked to be on is because this was a heavy week in gaming. Things happened, man. Not least of which is Gamescom. You know. So we're gonna just run down through all the Gamescom shit. I'm reading this off of Games Hub. So if they miss anything, blame them. Don't blame me. And we're probably going to skip a bunch of this shit, too. There's a bunch of fluff in here, you know? All right, so the first thing we got here is a Starfield live action trailer. What is all this about?
Well, yeah, it was just a trailer that showed, like, you know, it looks like, they do it with Halo and all that stuff. They just show you, like, representations of what things you can do in Starfield, but with real actors.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was shown during the Keighley EU edition. Speaking of Keighley EU edition, Homeboy's stage got raided again.
Yo, the security, man.
Yo, man, like you would think that this motherfucker would have learned some shit since the last time this guy did it. Now it's like at the beginning of the show, these people pulled this shit off.
Yeah.
No. Like, I don't know if he handles his own security or if it's the venue that does that shit, but he should be like, yo, nobody from this fucking crowd touches this stage.
You gotta build the wall, man.
You gotta build the fucking wall. Like, look, number one, God forbid these motherfuckers had like a knife or some shit.
Yeah, right.
And stabbed. Yo, I mean, that shit can happen. Like, it could have been him. It could have been any one of the presenters because gamers are fucking nuts now.
Yeah.
So. And granted, these guys just just pulled an idiotic prank like the other kid from the other time did. But come on, man, like, control your shit. If the venue is not offering you security, get your Keighley police going. Dorito cops. There you go. Hang them around.
Cops.
The Dorito cops. They hang around the stage.
Oh man. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Rich, what do you think of that when this fucking idiot just stormed the stage? And obviously he was riffing off of the other guy talking about Bill Clinton.
Oh, well, I saw this live as it happened because and what led to this is that this was right after the right after that Starfield trailer.
Right after this live action Starfield trailer.
Oh my god!
And then Jeff Keighley made the comment, "Yes, I've actually been playing it early, but I can't talk about it." And then when the guy got up on stage, he's talking about GTA 6, because I guess he wanted them to talk about GTA 6, and then he got escorted off the stage. So Jeff definitely needs security, because this always happens. So. And I did see I think you guys shared, he put a tweet out later, Jeff Keighley did, saying that that individual will not be, I don't know what he did with the individual, but it's...
I know, he's like, this individual will never do that again. It's like, yo, did Jeff Keighley just have this guy assassinated? Like,
man.
Jeff Keighley took the tweet down, though, you know?
Yeah,
he did. Oh, I didn't know that.
This individual will not be walking ever again.
Yeah. He will not interfere with any shows ever again. It's like, damn, Keighley, what happened? By the way, I don't know if that like tweet was like fake or not. Because again, I looked at either he deleted it or it was fake, but it was fucking hilarious. You know.
Fun fact: he was cracking his knuckles when he said it.
Yeah. Right.
Oh man, I imagine, because like that dude seems to be. Seems to it shows in his face, but he keeps it cool. Man, I'm sure that motherfucker walked in the back, he planted his fucking mic in a mirror.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
After that shit.
Yeah, you want to hear something like, I could just imagine that motherfucker like still that same smiling like upbeat manic demeanor as like he like goes backstage. He's like, well, that's not going to happen again, as he's putting on like a clear plastic coat very slowly.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, Jay Shep. He goes, at least Jeff Keighley didn't get slapped on stage. Shit. You imagine that? You know. Oh man.
Keep
Starfield's name out your fucking mouth. Oh man.
What did you start, Will Smith?
Yeah, right. Jesus. All right.
I wonder if Jeff could slap someone. Like, could he slap the guy? Like, is there any ramifications for doing that in these types? of events?
like self-defense, right?
That's assault right there.
No, but like if the guy came up to him and Jeff slapped him with like. You know.
Oh no! I mean, that would probably be a self-defense thing.
Yeah. Well, who knows in Germany? You know.
Well, yeah, I don't know. We don't know in Germany. The German, like the
German way.
The Germans come out. You know, they were like, "What are you doing?" You know.
I was going to make a really offensive joke, but I'll stop myself.
I was going to make an offensive joke too. But,
no.
I think we'll just leave.
1945, too soon. You know?
Too soon. Hey man, they're still sensitive about that stuff.
Yeah. Maybe we both probably had the same goddamn joke.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, let's keep going down the line here. Little Nightmares 3. I didn't know they made a Little Nightmares 2.
Yes, it did. It was a little bag-headed kid in the second one, but in the first, this one is what's different about this one is a little bag-headed kid. In this one, it's a two-player co-op one. It's not made by the same studio. The other studio actually went on to bigger, better things. So this is some other studio that took over the franchise. So they worked on Little Nightmares 2, or they had some dealings with it. So, but it's not the original people that created it. By the way. The original people that created Little Nightmares were former like Sony people. I think
interesting.
I think they were like Media Molecule people or something like that. So
that's cool.
But yeah, they're under bigger, better things these days.
Yeah. Black Myth Wukong. Let's go.
Some more gameplay. You got to see some more stuff.
Look at this shit.
But the only thing about it is that nobody's talking dates.
Yeah,
there's no date. It's just some more really nice footage.
Yeah,
but it looks
it's
cool.
still vaporware. Yeah,
but it still looks cool. Like he's fighting this giant tiger thing in a lake of a lake of blood or something. So it'll look cool.
Yeah, go ahead, Rich.
I just want to say, when I saw this trailer, I got reminded of our good friend Torrance Davis, because he was the one that was hyping this game up when they first showed the gameplay. He's like, yeah, that's the shit I'm talking about. So
that's the shit I'm talking about. Torrance gets, man.
So the interesting thing
about this trailer, I'm watching this shit. I haven't watched this shit. Fucking crazy.
So the interesting thing about this game is that it's made by essentially what was members of a former outsourced studio. So for those of you who don't know, in the game industry, not always they don't always make author every single asset that's in their game. They usually hire out an external studio to do, additional assets. So like all the little trees or bushes, or if they need environments to be put together, they literally will hand it over to one of these companies, and they'll author all the stuff based on whatever the groundwork is from the main studio, and then do it back. These guys sort of got sick of doing that sort of work, and they sort of opened up their own studio to make. And they worked on a lot of not mobile games, but a lot of MOBA, like online games. So they opened up their own studio, and they wanted to do their own sort of, single player sort of game. So that is the Wukong.
This looks fucking awesome.
And the great thing about Journey to the West and Son Wukong, or Son Goku, for those of you who are Japanese, it's public domain. Anybody can make a Wukong / Monkey King story.
Yeah.
Just as long as your Monkey King doesn't look like the other people's Monkey King.
Yo, man, can we create the Wukong clan?
Yeah, Wukong clan,
You can be called the Wukong clan.
Wukong clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Yeah. So this like I forgot. Well, like the story is so long. There's so many stories that you could sort of base it off of. There's like it's an incredibly huge book. So you can create all kinds of content based off of all the stuff that was in that.
That's cool. All right, moving on here. Killing Floor 3. What is this?
I'll take you to the killing floor.
All right, what is this Killing Floor stuff? I've heard of these games, but I don't know anything about them.
Killing Floor, as I remember, is an old game. Like, was this Killing Floor 2?
3.
Right? 3, yeah. As I remember, it's been a minute since there's been a Killing Floor game.
Yeah. For some reason, I feel like Killing Floor 2 just came out like a couple of years. Oh, this looks brutal. They fucking this dude up. What's up, Brian?
Killing Floor 2 came out years ago. I think it came out like the PS4 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I
let's see.
Go ahead, Rich.
I actually did play a little bit of Killing Floor 2. That studio, I think, actually is based out of Georgia.
2016. 2016 is the last time there was a Killing Floor game.
Hot minute. For sure.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, it's been a while, yeah. All right, cool. What kind of game is it? Oh, it's a first-person game? Okay.
First-person shooter type of hordes. You're taking on all these different, the same type of enemies.
Oh, yeah, first-person shooter. Oh, it looks cool. This thing says, this was followed by a trailer for Age of Empires 4. Okay. If anybody cares about that.
It was the Age of Empires. I can't really say much about that. I never really cared for Age of Empire.
Why? This really was a Jeff Keighley show. Again, I'm just looking at what's posted here. Zack Snyder showed up to talk about some Netflix shit.
Yeah, he's got essentially his like Netflix superhero show, or was it like a space? No,
it's a space show. Yeah, Rebel Moon. All right,
yeah, Rebel Moon. So I don't know. Again, I don't know why it's on a video game show. Maybe because of the license.
Why the money?
Is it? Yeah. You can call, but yeah, it's silly.
Yeah, Brian. What
do you say? What do you say, Rich?
No, I was about to say yeah. Oh yeah, I would just say yeah, just because of money, it makes sense to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
He did announce that they're going to make a game based on the show, but they have no information on that game. He just announced, there's a game in development.
That's vaporware. A lot of people think they're going to make games for shit and they never come out. If this show just crashes and burns, you ain't going to see nothing about that show.
That's true.
I thought it was 2 films.
Well, it's a movie, 2 movies? Yeah. Well,
a 2-part. Yeah, the second part is in 2024.
Since you seem to know a lot about it, Rich, what are your thoughts? Because I seen the trailers and I thought, okay, this looks interesting. It's a nice space sci-fi type show. So, and then I read a bit more about it, and apparently it was Zack Snyder's pitch for like a more mature version of Star Wars that spun off to be its own thing, since Disney was like, no, we can't have that.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. I am interested. So I will give it a chance for sure. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. So I am curious to see that. I know obviously there are a lot of fans that they still want Zack Snyder back over at DC, but that ain't happening. So
No.
this is the next best thing.
No, they're too busy killing more superhero films over there.
Yeah, Blue Beetle. You know, they had this huge
Hey, that was because of Hurricane Hillary or something.
Yeah, even though I think Barbie came back to being number one again despite the hurricane. So yeah. Whatever you say, Hollywood.
To be honest, like I feel like at least when it comes to the Blue Beetle situation, that's not. I don't think that's a fair situation in general. Like that movie was supposed to be what was it? Supposed to go on their service, and they sort of put it on their thing. I feel like that's probably the best.
Oh, it was a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah, and then they bumped up the budget. I mean, some people seem to like it, but
not enough people. Not enough people. You know.
I mean, here's the thing: every single one of these crash and burns that that are happening, right before the changeover, man. I don't know. It's not giving a lot of people faith for the Gunniverse.
Yeah.
Even though he had nothing to do with those movies.
No, he didn't. All right, let's move on here. Crimson Desert. This is the Black Desert Online people, right?
Yes, but this is NCSoft, but they're already making something else.
Okay, yeah, you're right. This I've been watching a show while you guys were talking about that Crimson whatever fucking show. Looks interesting. So it's an action adventure game, not an MMO.
Yeah.
No, it's an MMO.
Is it an MMO?
I heard they were making it sound like it was some sort of like a Zelda game or something like that.
I should have just listened to my instincts and just went to Brian directly because I'm pretty sure you know more about this than all of us.
I was about to say, like, I'm sure that this is like an action game.
Looks like an action game to me.
Yeah, as I remember, they said it's like adult Zelda. That's what they're trying to say.
All I know is I saw a motherfucker doing a drift on a horse.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Oh my god, that's the point.
That's the point?
Yeah, we're talking about Crimson Desert?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an MMO.
It's an MMO?
No, wait. I guess they turned directions.
No, as I remember, what they said is that it started like it was going to be one of those MMO type of things, but then they sort of like it started going into its own direction, and then it eventually just became like a single player.
Yeah, that's what I'm gathering, because when I first heard about it, it was a sequel to Black Desert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brian, is all that accurate?
Yeah. Again, as far as I've heard, since I've heard of it, it's been an action game, and that's when I put on the list, So since then, I was like, okay, I'll keep an eye on this, and sorry, I just have to say this. This game looks more next gen than God of War, in my opinion.
Oh wow!
They're doing a lot
the sheer amount of effects going on is
Brian,
see, I knew Tony was
No. But Brian, to be fair, God of War is not next gen.
Yeah, it's not a next gen game.
But that also, the other thing about this game is it's an Unreal 5 game.
Yeah, there you go. So you're comparing an Unreal 5 game to a last gen game. So yeah, there you go.
But just Tony, have you seen the trailer yet?
I just saw it now. This looks crazy. But Brian, you are basically, I'm agreeing with you 100%. But because God of War is not next gen at all, it's last gen.
It's all the small effects, just like wow, like things are breaking up. There's debris. He steps in water, it ripples. That they have puddles.
Black Myth is also supposedly Unreal 5 as well.
Yeah, Unreal 5. I'm telling you, that's the magic engine right there, man.
Well, it's coming along. Whenever they get off their asses and get some games going. So.
Yeah, but yeah, this looks very impressive. I will, Brian, I will add it to the list. I saw a motherfucker drift on a horse, man. That kind of sold me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just looks so good.
Yeah.
Like again,
that's next gen.
Like when you guys ask me, like, oh yeah, Brian, what are you looking for? This.
There you go.
Just this. Like to me, this is impressive. It's like it's not just shiny things. It's like okay, you can do cool things in there. It doesn't feel very static.
Yeah.
This is cinema, Brian.
This is more than cinema.
See that meme of Martin Scorsese, you know, like, you know, in the theater.
We need the gaming version of that.
Yeah, we really do. Is it going to be Kojima?
It's gonna be Kojima.
Oh, man. All right, next up, we got Payday 3 Ice-T collaboration. Yeah, I'm going to fuck me up some cops, you know?
Wait, okay. No, I was gonna say Ice Cube. I thought he was
No,
canceled.
Ice-T. It's Ice-T, man. Cop killer, you know?
So
Body
is he
count
gonna
in the house.
Is he in it or is he making a song? Because
He's probably in it. Let's see. Is he in it?
yeah, I guess he's in it.
Yeah. He probably is. He's a gamer, you know?
Because I don't. He hasn't made any music in who knows how long.
No, he actually did come out with a Body Count album a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, they even did tours and stuff.
And Manny's like, last thing I heard was colors.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no, like I think during the pandemic, I think they came up with a new Body Count album, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Body Count in the house.
you could do that. You could do that now without Charlton Heston will come out.
Okay.
Come out and say and read your lyrics.
Oh man. Yeah, right. I remember that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Cop killer. I'm gonna bust me up some cops. Oh man.
What kind of music are your kids listening to?
All right, next up we got the Assassin's Creed Mirage. And yes, they confirmed that the game is like 40 hours long, which is literally a third of what the recent Assassin's Creed games have been. So that's a good thing.
And then people will be, only 40 hours.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know? Yeah, this is like totally Assassin's Creed 1 vibes, you know, back in fucking the Middle East and shit.
Yeah. Don't worry, man. They'll sell you DLC.
Well,
Yeah.
To be honest, I've been done with Assassin's Creed since Assassin's Creed would when they killed Desmond in, was it 3? They killed him in 3.
Yeah, they killed him in 3, yeah.
Yeah, they killed Desmond in the original storyline of where they were going with everything.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell it was going.
But yeah, no,
I don't think anywhere.
Yeah, right. But anyway, it looks like it's going back to basics, so that's good. You know.
Also, does that mean the main character is going to be as boring as opposed to like fucking
like Altair
was?
Probably.
Yeah.
Wait, so a quick question, Tony, are you now? I know you spent a lot of time in Valhalla. Are you planning on picking this up?
Yeah, it's only 40 hours. I could do that. That's not bad, you know. It's those other games that I'm a little worried about because I still like Assassin's Creed. It's just they got too fucking long, you know.
Are they gonna since they're going back to classic Assassin's Creed? Does that mean they're not going to hit each other and numbers are going to come out of them anymore?
Yeah,
it's
right.
Not going to be RPG anymore.
Yeah, hopefully they got rid of that stuff. It's like, can we just really go back to basics? None of that RPG stuff. Save that for the actual RPGs, you know. Right.
Ubisoft. I have full confidence they'll get it right.
Yeah. Oh, we will be talking about Ubisoft soon. Something very interesting happened with them.
Oh yeah.
You know. Here you go, Brian. Tekken 8. It's dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait. Looks good.
The king of Iron Fist tournament. Enter the Tekken.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So there you go. 32 characters at launch. That's crazy.
That sounds like a real roster. They're not pulling the switcheroo by putting like 5 people in the game and they're like coming soon.
Season 1. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Adam's not here to get hyped. This is it. It's different now.
It looks very nice. I mean, they're showing off their fancy new weather effects and stuff like that for this one. So, you know, Call of Duty's never look bad. They never bad looking games. They always look.
They put money into those things.
Just, you know, they're like the Fast and Furious thing. You know.
All right.
Maybe that's an insult because that last Fast and Furious game crashed and burned.
Oh man.
Probably.
All right, we got a game here called Nightingale. All right, and I don't know what to make of it.
This was announced before. Yeah.
What happened, Brett?
This is announced like 4 times. This just isn't a Tony game.
I think that's what it is. It's not making an impression on me because it's not my type of game.
It just slides off the folds of your brain.
Yeah, literally one ear out the other.
I mean, I thought this was like another Souls-ish game, like Lies of P. Oh, no, this wasn't that. Sorry, I'm totally
This is the Victorian steampunk, build your own base, travel the multiverse, 100% Brett game. Yeah. That's why Tony can't remember it.
Yeah, Victorian punk bread is how we're calling it.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, all right.
Okay, question.
Why
Lies of P came out. Lies of P came out, right?
It's coming out. It's not out yet.
I thought it was coming out in September.
It's coming out.
Okay.
It's not September
in
yet.
a couple weeks.
It was supposed to come out earlier, wasn't it? But
but Brian's right. It's coming out September. I just don't know when in September, but yeah, it's coming.
Okay. To be honest, for some reason, I thought it was coming out or it already came out.
No. All right. Moving on here. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. I don't know.
Oh yeah, this is the long-awaited Grand Blue Fantasy game. This game actually was started by Platinum Games, and then they sort of crashed and burned on it. So it's been in development for a long time. The Grand Blue Fantasy games are based off those funky card games, but they sort of go into other genres. So Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is the fighting game, which was made by Arch System Works that came out a few years ago.
That's why that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, and then there's also an anime on Netflix if you've ever seen it. It's it's decent, fun RPG-ish stuff. So yeah, this is a full-on RPG for their game. By the way, Lies of P came out on June 9th.
Oh, it came out already.
Yeah.
Then what the hell did I see then?
Are you sure? Because it says coming to Game Pass on the 19th of September.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I think they had a demo. They had a demo that came out.
Okay. All right.
Maybe that's what. Yeah, there was a demo in June 19th. Yeah. Yeah. All right. What do we have? Another anime game. It looks like Zenless Zone Zero. It's the people who make Genshin Impact. So there you go. Probably going to be a gacha game. Whatever.
I mean, I'll say one thing about those sort of games is they always look nice. Like, I mean, they're not interested in those titles, but they definitely catch that sort of stylized look.
Yeah. A PlayStation 5 technical test for Honkai Star Rail was then announced. Okay.
Star Rail?
Yeah. This was followed by a trailer for Genshin Impact's newest character, Linie. All right, whatever.
Yeah, those games are those sorts of games. Like, they're sort of in the same line.
Yeah. Next up we have Lords of the Fallen. It's back. But it's not back.
Is this a number?
No, it's just Lords of the Fallen. Again, it's confusing because it's like, this is a reboot, I guess?
Yeah.
That's the game.
Yeah.
That's the game coming out in October.
Yeah, Brian, explain this.
Of the same name. That's why it's confusing.
Yeah. But isn't it like they dropped the or something?
I stopped caring at this point. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. It'll come out. Chris will enjoy it. And that's all I know.
Chris will like it.
Because Lords of the Fallen did come out in October 2014.
Yeah, I remember that. People were bashed it because it was a cheap Soulsborne ripoff.
All right, so it's
and now they're back.
So they're back with the same name.
Yep, trying again. Maybe they'll get it right this time.
Was this one supposed to be like a modern time game though? Like it's not taking place in medieval.
No, this is all medieval shit right now. I'm looking at.
Oh, okay, all right. I remember somebody saying that they sort of rebooted a franchise and it's now modern.
Oh, it's not this one. This is medieval as fuck. All right, so there you go. Moving on here, Sonic Superstars. Oh, I can't talk about this. I played this at a Sega event last week. It was fun. It's actually fun. Even though it's a 2D, it's 2.5D, so it's still 3D, but it has the correct Sonic. He has the black eyes, not the green eyes. That's the correct Sonic.
That's the correct Sonic.
I just want to make a comment and say I did hear that our very good friend Carlos Romero was looking forward to this game like he was looking forward to Sonic Frontiers. Yeah, I definitely look forward to hearing his thoughts on it.
Scandalous rumors right now.
Well, yeah, like I mean,
So yeah, there's a multiplayer. Yeah, I did that at the event. I did co-op with somebody. It was fun. It was fun. I will say this though. This is how you can tell. But my brain is now like in full tech mode and shit. So I'm playing this game. I'm like, why the fuck does Sonic feel sluggish? And I'm like, Tony, check the TV settings. So I was like, hey, can I mess around with this TV? And they're like, yeah, go ahead. I picked up a control. Guess what? It was on standard. It wasn't even in game mode. It put it in game mode. It was working better, not great. I've tested better because this wasn't even a gaming. Let me calm down. Sega gaming event set the TVs to game mode, and there were Amazon Fire TVs. I'm like, you couldn't have gotten some Samsung Odyssey fucking monitors here,
Well, no, they probably did those Fire monitors
because they're cheap. Because they're cheap. That's why.
But a lot of times they just sell those monitors or even just ditch them after the shows, right?
Yeah. So they just got the cheapest ones possible. Yeah, Amazon Fire TV. But yeah, that was funny because I went to go grab them and was like, Tony, ask for permission first. Because I don't think game mode's on this shit. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, yeah, it played better,
Come on, Sega.
Yeah. Next up here, another one of Carlos's favorite games, Sonic Frontiers. This is the wrong Sonic. Look at the green eyes. This is the wrong Sonic.
So this one is like, from what they say, this is some sort of big story DLC. And there's also a massive spoiler for people who wanted to play this game in that trailer, by the way. The original part of it. So.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Every topic we're talking about right now is big news, man.
Big news, everyone.
Speaking about big news, this news is so big I've never even heard of this game. The First Descendant. Actually, that title does sound familiar. What is this?
I don't remember this. That's how much I.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This game. Yeah, the one with the characters. It's like it's sort of like
I remember this.
It's sort of like an Overwatch-y type of game, but it's got like a plot to it.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
The characters are very. I think this is also a game that was made in Asia, so
yeah,
they have these the very attractive-looking characters.
Of course, yeah. Isn't this the game that I called it video game? The game where it's like every trope is in it.
Yeah, I think your boy Jake said this was a very Kojima feeling type of game.
All right. Well, yeah, I do see that big Metal Gear looking thing.
Yeah,
I kind of see what he's. Yeah, I could that big. Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see what he's talking about. I wouldn't say it's Metal Gear, but I see why he would say that.
Mm-hmm.
Or boy Jake Baldino, man.
Yep.
Shout out to him, man.
Either that or was Falcon. I can't remember.
Falcon, I don't know who that is.
Whoever's on Game Ranks, it's him and this other guy named Falcon.
Okay, I just know Jake. All right, Under the Waves. What the fuck is this?
It's under the water. You don't like that game.
Yeah, you're right. They got whales in it. Okay, we can skip this shit. I don't care about that.
We can skip it because they have whales, or because it doesn't have whales.
No, because
it does have whales.
It does have whales. Brendan, what's the name of that phobia what people have of like being underwater? I have that.
No, I'm right there with you. But like, is whales where it is? Is that like the dividing line for you?
No, it's just the underwater part. Because if there was literally a whale flying over me right now, I'd be like, that's cool. I don't mind. But being underwater with that shit. That's a different story,
Don't you have some sort of crazy whale experience? Like there was a whale underneath you when you were in the ocean or something?
No, it was a shark. But
okay.
Yeah,
it's way worse.
Yeah, no, but sharks don't frighten me as much as whales, and I'll explain why. Right? Because a shark, I know that it's just bite human. Right? With a whale, that thing's thinking. It's contemplating you. That's frightening to me.
That motherfucker can kill you out of
it's like it doesn't even have to kill me. It's just the fact that this thing is looking at me and it has a mind and it's thinking. That scares me. Shark is just me bite, me kill. That okay, that's cool. You're a dumb animal, but a whale, That motherfucker's smart. That brain is bigger than me, you know? But whales are cool though. You know, it's just not in the water. Not in the water. If they're floating up in the sky, that's fine. You know.
So in the Death Stranding, it's okay. Or
yes.
yeah,
Or the Attack on Titan
whales floating in the air.
I should make it clear. I think I like whales. I just don't like them in the water. You know.
Let's dig deeper into this. What about dolphins?
Yeah, I was curious about dolphins because they're smarter.
They are, but they don't bother me as much. Even though they will fucking kill me for fun. You know.
Same thing with killer whales.
Yeah, a dolphin will kill you just cause. You know, I'm fucking bored right now. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. You
Actually,
know?
it's not dolphins. Dolphins usually help people. It's usually killer whales that are fucking.
Well, they're dolphins.
Asshole.
You know they're dolphins, right?
Yeah, I know they're dolphins, but the killer whales are more the asshole of the dolphin.
But dolphins. Well, yeah, you're right because the humans. But like dolphins kill other animals for fun. You know.
As I remember,
Dolphins also do sex attacks.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
dolphins are fucking crazy, man. They're like the hippos of the ocean. You know, don't fuck with a hippo. You know.
Oh God, no, yeah. Like
Don't fuck with a hippo.
A rhino than a hippo.
Yeah. I'm more scared of a hippo than a fucking shark. You know.
I think that's fair. I think they're meaner.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like
I think they straight up murk fools.
They will. Anyway, Under the Waves, so whatever. Moving on here.
It looks like a game I want to call Water Space.
Water Space.
Like Dead Space but underwater.
Yeah. Fort Solis. I know we've talked about this game before.
It's Solus?
Fort Solis. It's a space game, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's a space game.
Is it Fort Solis or is it Flop Solis?
Because it's looking a little bit like whatchamacallit, the protocol game. And we know how that went. What's the name of that fucking game? It was trying to beat Dead Space.
Callisto.
Callisto Protocol. There's a fucking. I had to review that shit too, man. I was hyped as fuck.
But by the way, your boy's in it, Troy Baker.
Yeah. How much will we go? With all these fucking trailers, man?
That's fine. It is what it is. We'll see how this game looks.
All right, I'm gonna skip some of this shit now. Because we got like big news stories to cover. Let's skip some of this shit. Actually, no, real quick, Brian, I gotta give you respect, man. The Crew is back. I know you like those games.
I like the first one, didn't like the second one, and I'm dubious about the third one. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, man. Let's go. I saw that trailer, man. I saw that fucking trailer. I'm like, let's go. You know, so
in other words, in other words, the official release of Cyberpunk.
Yeah, because
took them how many years to make that game? A full 10 years? No,
yeah, right? Yeah, no, more than that. So yeah, this is interesting because not only are you getting the Phantom Liberty expansion, but like for free, everybody's getting all the updates and shit. You know, for the skill trees and everything. So that's pretty fucking cool. You know.
They're actually putting out a new version of the game too. In other words, it's called Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, but it's got all of it now.
Yep.
And they're they have pre-orders and stuff for it too.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Like I said, I'm gonna start skipping around to shit that we actually care about here. Brett, Armored Core 6, man.
Coming.
Yep.
Real soon.
Yep.
Wait, this has launch trailer. So what did we see before? Like a teaser?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And by soon, I think it's
today. Well,
an hour.
Today for me, I guess in a couple hours for you.
Oh shit, Brett.
Yeah, 25th.
Yeah, Brett, it's been nice knowing you, man. You're gonna get lost.
His face is gonna get sucked into Armored Core.
I'm still down by the fucking river.
In a van down by the river.
River.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat 1. All right, cool. Diablo 4 Season of Blood announcement trailer. Brad, I know you had something to say about Diablo, but you want to say that for the end of the show? Or you want to go now?
I believe it was something along the lines of "Go fuck yourself."
Oh, okay. Wow, And here I thought it was going to be called Diablo 4 the Fixing, but I guess it didn't.
No, they didn't fix nothing. Was it, Brett, just real quick, like, what the director say? He said some, like, snide shit, didn't he?
Oh, God. He came out and said, like, he gave the most half-assed non-apology ever. And it basically came down to, we're sorry that the launch of Season 1 didn't go as well as it could have. This was clearly an issue where we wanted to get the whole thing out to you guys, but we only had 2/3 of it done. So we figured 2/3 is better than a whole thing. So we'll just give you that. And we had already done buffs. So people, we figured people would understand where we came from. So really, we think it's just managing expectations. And everybody's like, wait, you still think this was about the fucking nerf?
Oh, wow.
And he also says, I'm like, it's his own fault. It's their fault because they were trying to push things out so that they could be reactionary and fast and agile. But, they granted they only gave 2/3 and they're not going to do that again. They're going to wait until the whole thing is done and then put it out all at once. So there's no misunderstandings and no mismanaged expectations. And, especially the whole, like, we wanted to push these things out so we could be, quick with them. It's like, you guys have been sitting on necessary game changes for several months and have told the community that it's going to be several more months before you get down to them. Yet every time that somebody finds a way to gain experience or gold a little too fast, you jump in within 12 goddamn hours. But those 3 months that everybody's been fucking waiting, that's because you want to be agile and fast. Well, excuse us for getting the wrong idea and getting our expectations mismanaged when we fucking expected a working game on release. My bad.
Man. All right. And the last thing I want to talk about here is Alan Wake 2. The trailer.
Alan Wake 2?
So
Yes.
looking good. You, Rich, what's your thoughts on Alan Wake 2, bro?
Looks absolutely fantastic. I was waiting for them to show Alan Wake's, what was going on with that character, because when I played the demo back at Summer Games Fest, it was only from the other character's perspective. So, yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah, as I remember what they said, it was that you could switch between the two as well, right?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
You could be Alan Wake and you can be FBI agent who hangs out with Max Payne. It's hilarious that literally Sam Lake is in the game and his voice is the guy, because he was the original face of Max Payne, and then he had an actor playing the voice. So it's literally him sort of playing it again. Mm-hmm. Interesting. And they got a Max Payne 1 and 2 remake coming. We can't forget about those.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm watching the trailer for Armored Core. This shit looks crazy.
Oh, I thought you were watching Alan Wake.
No, I should, but I already know Alan Wake's going to be good.
It looks like
he made the correct decision.
I did. It's good. Got mix in it.
It definitely looks. It definitely feels a lot more like Control than
Control.
Yeah, Control.
I gotta play Alan Wake 1 before I play this shit.
Or the metal song from Control.
Yeah.
Take control.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. So there you go. There's the Gamescom. I'm gonna take a page from Rich here. Lamescom.
I will say this. So Jeff Keighley said,
there's some good stuff. There's some good stuff in here.
Jeff Keighley on Twitter, he gave a bunch of letters and he's like, what would you rate this? He wrote A, B, C, and D.
Yeah, where's that F, motherfucker?
I'm like, yo, you can't fail if you got an F. If you don't got no F.
Yeah, that's that beep. It's like, hey, that's smart. You can't fail if you got no F.
Yeah.
Oh man.
By the way,
no, but and also so there seems like there's a lot of good stuff coming in. Go ahead, Rich, and then Carlos.
I know. Prior to the show, he did put out a tweet saying not to expect no major announcements, because this is like they were just going to talk about games that are coming out really soon and giving updates. So I didn't have any high expectations. I think the show was just okay, because there's some games that did not belong in the show, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
the movie thing definitely that definitely shouldn't have been in the show.
that shouldn't have been there.
Here's the thing. So he should say that before. Jeff Keighley should let people know that before they pay $75 to sit in those seats.
Oh shit!
Wait a second. That's how much they paid for that to get in there? Oh,
Damn.
That's what he charged. That's what he charged for the other one.
Summer Game Fest.
Summer Game Fest.
Oh,
he was
wow.
charging $75 to sit in the seats
Oh,
and watch
wow.
commercials. So
That's a dream.
$75.
yeah, come on, man. Give people a little bit more for that $75. And you're just watching some dumb, watching commercials. Would you want to pay $75 for that? I don't. Sorry.
Yeah.
wow.
Give me a show to go to, Jeff.
Man, you know what that reminds me of, Rich? I remember the first year I went to E3 with the Coalition, right? That was a year where most of the time we were just going to these quote unquote booths to watch trailers. And I'm like, Rich, we spent like how many hundreds of dollars to fly here to watch these fucking trailers?
Yeah, exactly.
Ridiculous, you know? But Coalition got bigger though, because the next year every fucking thing we went to was hands-on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah. But yeah, that year was rough, man. And the thing is, like, you know, when you're there after like being sleep deprived and shit, you get in that cold ass fucking like, you know, room and shit, dark. I'm like knocking out, you know? Oh man.
Was that 2015, right?
Yeah, 2015. Yep. 2014.
that was-
2014 and 2015. Yeah. Okay, now again, man, some Michael Corleone shit right now, man. We try to get out, but they pull us back in. We got to talk about the Microsoft Activision deal again, you know. But
no.
there's a twist. Remember,
It's a twist.
because the CMA was saying that their big hangup was over the cloud gaming. They didn't want Microsoft to have a monopoly on cloud gaming, so Microsoft went ahead and sold the rights to cloud gaming to Ubisoft. You know, for UK, like, okay, that's interesting, you know? So now if things go through, you're going to have Microsoft games on the Ubisoft app. Crazy. I guess that's one way of circumventing the shit, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah, that is. I was like, what? You know? I was not expecting that. Let me read this. This is from The Verge. Microsoft is restructuring its proposed Activision Blizzard deal to transfer cloud gaming rights for current and new Activision Blizzard games to Ubisoft. The transfer of rights is designed to appease regulators in the UK that are concerned about the impact of Microsoft's proposed $68.7 billion deal will have on cloud gaming competition. The restructured deal has triggered a new regulatory investigation in the UK that could last until October 18th. It ain't over yet, baby.
Well, I mean, to be honest, like they've already circumvented it all. They just like, hey, look, it's all on Ubisoft's thing, so don't fuck with us.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, you know.
And the one thing about a lot of that is that, you know, as I remember, you know, whenever you sell the rights to something like that, that means you need to, you know, Ubisoft had to pay some money for that to do that. So, you know, Microsoft catching a little bit of money, you know, firing a bunch of people.
Wouldn't doubt it's a wink deal here. It's like, yeah, I mean, you know, we're selling you the rights for this, but you know, 5 years from now, we're probably going to buy Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Oh shit! You know
that could happen. That could definitely happen.
Yeah. Oh, I just realized I didn't change the title of this episode. I'll do it after the fact. The real title of this episode is going to be on our next topic. You know. Fuck. Rich, this is interesting. So Logic Wins. It goes, can Rich address if there's any truth to the rumors of the Switch 2 being shown behind the scenes?
He probably can't. If he
knew, he wouldn't be able to tell you, you know?
He wouldn't be able to tell you.
But Rich, what's your thoughts on that? By the way, I totally forgot. There's some rumors about the Switch 2 not being called the Switch. It's called something else, apparently. Anyway, go on, Rich. What's your answer to this?
So I unfortunately don't know that information because I'm not at Gamescom. There is a very high possibility I will be there next year because that is on the bucket list as one of the shows to go to, that in Tokyo Game Show. So maybe that will happen next year, as I was talking with Gary about that. So we'll see if we have something to talk about in the future. But I haven't heard anything about that, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had some sort of. There was some sort of goofy leak of a logo and a name.
Yeah, but
I don't remember whatever.
The reason I didn't toss that into show notes is because there's not enough to go on. Too flimsy.
Yeah, it's only a rumor. So
yeah, so we're not going to talk about that. Real quick, I want to read this statement from Microsoft. To address the concerns about the impact of the proposed acquisition on cloud game streaming raised by the UK Competition and Markets Authority, the CMA, we are restructuring the transition to acquire a narrower set of rights. This includes executing an agreement effective at the closing of our merger that transfers the cloud streaming rights for all current and new Activision Blizzard PC and console games released over the next 15 years to Ubisoft Entertainment SA, a leading global game publisher. The rights will be in perpetuity. So, yeah, I mean, they're not even hiding. It's like, listen, this is the shit we're trying to do to circumvent all this other nonsense, which makes sense. Yeah, go ahead.
So I have a question. What if the CMA rejects this other deal
They
as
could.
well?
They could, but Rich, here's the interesting thing. Ubisoft's already talking about it like it's already a done deal, Like Ubisoft themselves tweeted out, the Ubisoft lineup is expanding. We're excited to announce a new agreement that will bring Activision Blizzard games to Ubisoft Plus via streaming upon the completion of Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. It's like, you might be, what is it, like counting your chickens before they hatch here,
Yeah, well, I know Ubisoft is. They did not have a good year last year.
No, they didn't.
They're very hopeful that this Assassin's Creed game, The Crew, shout out to Brian, and this Avatar game are going to save them. But we'll see if that Avatar game gets pushed.
Yeah, we'll see.
That might get moved.
Yeah,
it's supposed to come out in December. I don't know if that's actually going to make December because they haven't said nothing else about it. So
I doubt that.
They've been a little bit mum on it, so we'll see.
Yeah.
As I remember, the first Avatar game wasn't horrible, but
no, but it didn't do well either.
Didn't do well.
Blitz says apparently the rumor is it's being shown in Nintendo NYC. Maybe, I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, Nintendo. The rumors that it's Nintendo NYC. Nintendo NYC doesn't really exist. The only thing is that's there.
It's that shop. So. Yes, the shop. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing else there. So.
Yeah, well, Nintendo does have offices in New York. I visited them in the past.
No, they don't.
Manny, I was there.
Recently?
No, like 6 years ago.
6 years ago, they're gone.
Yeah. No, but okay.
That's why
That's
why our friend
Yeah.
doesn't live here in
I had to
New York
go over there.
anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, I did go to those offices. This was 2014. So that was a while ago. I went.
Yeah, they closed that. They closed that studio a while ago, and they're leasing the space off to some other company. So no, they're not there anymore.
Yeah. Bliss is like Tony. You went in a Nintendo building. How come your skin didn't burn?
No, I mean, Tony ran the did everything. He went over to the Sony building. They used to be there on with the hole in it. He went to that one. He went to the other one. So
game journalism, man.
Game journal.
Yeah, and this was before the Switch. This was still during the Wii U days.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on here. All right, we got to talk about it, bro. PlayStation Portal. Or what I dub one of the most useless peripherals out there.
What is wrong with them, man?
All right, PlayStation Portal potty.
Go in.
Yeah, let's get into it. All right. So the PlayStation Portable, remember, it was formerly Project Q. And when we heard about it, what did we call it? Within Throwdown, we called it Project L. Because that's what it seemed like. It's just a straight up streaming device. It's basically you take a DualSense controller, split it in half, put an 8-inch screen in the middle of it, and that's it. Like no Bluetooth, no cloud, nothing. And the other kicker is you can't even because it has no Bluetooth, you can't just connect any pair of wireless headphones to it. You need to use these new devices that were just announced that have this new Sony proprietary thing called PlayStation Link. They said in the future it's going to be available to third parties, but the third parties have to opt into it, obviously. This thing is it's basically a glorified PlayStation remote play device. That's what it is for $200.
The thing about it is that you can't need because this silly thing doesn't have what do you call it? It doesn't have Bluetooth. You can't even use it to like as a controller on your own PlayStation.
Nope.
So all it does is play remote play in your local space. $200 fucking for that.
Yep.
Really? Come on, Sony. That's not even a toe dip.
Yeah, it's not. It's like I don't know, man.
And it doesn't even. So if you have, if you're subscribing to, what we like to call PlayStation Super Plus, right? The one that has the streaming part of it.
Doesn't matter.
You can't even do that. You can't even do that on there too either.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We need to make this clear. If you buy this for $200 and you don't own a PlayStation, it's just a brick. You need a PlayStation 5 for this to work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a $200 device, device that only sits in your own home. That can only really sit in your own home. Maybe you could possibly run it on, if you're connecting, but I don't know. How do you even? Doesn't even say it has any sort of Wi-Fi capabilities.
It does have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, because can't you use remote play like kind of anywhere as long as your PlayStation's on?
Yeah, so if you have this device at someone's house connected to their Wi-Fi, you can technically play your PlayStation from another house.
Yeah.
But
you don't need to be in the same network though. That Sony made that clear. You don't need to. Yeah.
Okay. So
no, you don't.
Yeah.
Do you want it to work, or do you just want to kind of function?
What happened, Brett?
Because it doesn't work well over the internet.
The thing about it is that remote play runs like garbage over Wi-Fi. Like it never ran nearly as smoothly as Xbox's streaming service.
Yeah.
And it's supposedly running at 1080p, so it's a 1080p screen. So yeah, man.
Here's the thing. The funny thing is we had our expectations really low for this. We Tony mentioned.
Now they went even lower.
They went lower. They went way lower than our expectations. That's the crazy thing about all this stuff.
Yeah.
This thing is a bona fide dud, man. I
Project L. We called it right. Project L.
Project L.
I can't think of a device that is more
useless
and anti-consumer and pathetic than this, man. It's crazy. You can't. It doesn't like Tony mentioned, the whole thing with not having Bluetooth. It means that they're doing the proprietary wireless headsets. It's like a Pro Stick Duo scenario for fucking headsets, for wireless headsets.
Yeah,
they're doing that. You can't, like Manny mentioned, you can't freaking play your PlayStation Plus games that are cloud-based games, which it seems like it would be like the bare minimum should have been that. It's ridiculous, man.
Waste of money.
This is a terrible. This is not even a toe dip.
It's a nail dip,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is bad.
Yeah, it's pretty lousy. Like I don't know. Again, we didn't know what they were thinking last time, and we don't know what they're thinking now. And then now, okay, so now they're again. It's all Sony again. It sounds like proprietary signals that they're using with their
here we go. Yeah, they're doing it again
with their headsets. And wait a minute, their PlayStation 5 doesn't even use the PlayStation 5 doesn't even have this PlayStation Link dealie in it. So they weren't even thinking ahead of this thing. So which means maybe the rumors are true with the PlayStation, the Slim and maybe the PlayStation 5 Pro. Because why would you release a thing that's dependent on a stupid dongle?
J Shep, remember, you need to own a PlayStation for this to work. You can't just buy this thing.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah, you have to own a PlayStation because it only runs through remote play.
Yeah.
What is Go ahead,
Brian. Or at best have someone that have a PlayStation that they're willing to lend you.
If you know somebody who has a PlayStation, you get your PlayStation Link and you can play remote play from their PlayStation, and they can't play on their own PlayStation.
Yeah, this thing's. Brian, I'm going to use the phrase, man. Dead on arrival.
DOA.
it's nah. Like I was hoping that I was wrong. Like usually when I say that I'm really annoyed at something, I hope that I'm wrong. You know, I don't say it because I hope that I'm right. I say it because I'm hope that I'm wrong. But then when this came out, like at first I heard it was 200. I was like, okay, that's a steep price because that's getting up there, you know, with like the Switches and the Steam Decks and whatnot. So I was like, okay, it's reaching. And then the more I heard about it, like just the worse it sounded. And I was like, this is just bad ideas. Like I was at least hoping that they will prove me wrong and say that, oh yeah, you can log into like the PS Now and stream your games to it. Just like, okay, fine, that makes sense. But like, nope, you can't do that. And then when I heard that there was no Bluetooth and it had Tony, the second that I heard proprietary and PlayStation, I got shivers. It's like, okay, we're doing this again.
We're doing this again. Proprietary, you know, Sony signals that they're throwing to their consoles and their little their little whatever they call this thing. You know, to a split in half PlayStation controller with a tablet screen in the center.
Well, Sony can't you know, they can't contain themselves whenever they release these handhelds. It always has to have a proprietary thing. Oh, it's going to have UMDs.
Yeah.
The
memory cards.
Oh,
you know.
Oh, we have to have some sort of proprietary thing to make it to make our other departments happy because we're using some of their shit because they're all fucking losing money.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm gonna say this. This is anecdotal, obviously, right? So on my Twitter, I asked, like, what do you guys think about PlayStation Portal? Remember, most of my Twitter followers are hardcore PlayStation guys. Nobody said they wanted this shit. Not a single one. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be a bunch of ponies. Let's go, you know? I was like, let's fucking go. Like they were like, fuck that shit, you know? I was amazed, you know?
Because listen, like as crazy and nuts as some of these PlayStation folks are right now, these crazy nuts, they at least have enough sense. If they said this was a new PlayStation, like a PlayStation Vita or PlayStation Portable, you know they would have lost their mind.
We all would have too.
We all would have lost it too.
Yeah.
If Sony could have gotten off their ass and essentially provided something akin to a Steam Deck for PlayStation shit.
Yeah, it did, Blitz. Your response was perfect. It was trash, you know. But by the way, I want to make a. Jay Sheps, he said that this thing's going to do well in Japan, and I said no, it won't. And the reason is because remember, there's not a lot of PlayStations in Japan. You need a PlayStation for this. That's why I said that. You know, like people aren't going to go, I'm going to buy a PlayStation to buy this. They're not going to do that. They can't even fit a PlayStation in their apartments in Japan. You know. Well,
they're like, hey, you know, I could, you know, for example, I was watching Greg Miller's podcast, and he was talking about, oh, you know, my wife likes to watch Grey's Anatomy before going to bed,
so she's like on that, the TV. Yeah.
And it's like, and then Greg Miller's like, oh, so I can just go downstairs and, you know, pull up the portal and play it there, you know, and using it that way. Oh. In Japan, what are they going to do? It's like, hey, I'm going to turn on my PlayStation and go down to the kitchen.
Yeah,
in the same room. Go walk 2 rooms walk half a room to the kitchen nook.
Yep. Yeah, it's like I'm gonna play. Let me sit on top of my PlayStation while I play this.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, exactly. No, come on, guys. This is not going to attract people.
Yeah, no. PlayStation 5 in Japan, it has picked up in the last year or so, but it hasn't actually sold very well. And no, it's not close to the Switch over there. Switch is a fucking beast in Japan. You know,
it's exactly what they want. It's a smaller console,
little console, yeah,
and it plays fucking Monster Hunter.
Yeah, you know. If you motherfuckers listen to Greg Miller's podcast, man, I should make a rule: no listen to Greg Miller shit if you're going to be on Throwdown. You know.
Also, does that mean Paris is not on because he's on their show?
No, you can listen to Paris. Don't listen to Greg Miller. You know. Yeah, I'm being stupid. All right, so there you go. PlayStation Portal. Epic fail. If Adam was here, he'd be on a roll because he's like, no, they can't. It can't just be streaming. Remember, he was the guy. He's like, they can't do that. And we're like, Adam, that's probably exactly what they're gonna do, bruh. You know.
To be fair, he always does this.
Yeah.
It's like,
Nah, it's
he always
different.
thinks
It's
like,
different. Yeah,
you
like
gotta have something
this
this
is
time.
why.
It's like,
This is why I
nope.
tell people stop being positive about shit. Life's gonna disappoint you, man. You know.
I don't think about positive. I just think you just sort of leave it like in the middle.
Don't give these companies the benefit of the doubt. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, just
because they're gonna do this cheapest shit possible. You know.
And obviously, since you know Sony's history of the notorious toe dip, which is copywritten by the Throwdown Show.
Yeah, we gotta make that into a t-shirt, Throwdown merchandise. You know, the toe dip. You know,
PlayStation toe dip, and when we put it in like a font, there you go.
Yeah,
that'll be our first bit of merch.
Put that idea into merch. You know.
Yeah.
All right,
It's unfortunate, but I don't think anybody's gonna touch this shit.
Trash. Rich, what are your thoughts on the PlayStation Portable? Or whatever the fuck the shit's called.
PlayStation Portal.
Yeah.
My official response to PlayStation, just give me Spider-Man 2, because I don't give a damn about anything else that you're doing right now.
Oh, man. There you go. Said it well.
It's just such a bad idea on all fronts.
It's bad.
I was reading like this Reddit post about this guy saying that it seems like PlayStation Portal is for people with parents that game, and he was going through and like listing out all these things, and it just seemed like a massive cope of the whole situation, where he was saying, oh yeah, you know, it's nice being able to have like a portable device where I can just play my PlayStation while my wife watches TV, you know, or if I'm at work, then I can boot up the PlayStation for like half an hour and play it, you know. I know that it's available on phones, but no one wants to play on like screens that size, or those can be like wonky devices. It's also available on tablets, but then also who carries a tablet to work, and all sorts. It just seemed like the whole thing was just one by one, just trying to get into that exact specific situation where you would need one of these, and it's just oh my gosh, it's so bad.
You could get a Razer key sheet, right, for like $150. Put your phone in the middle of it, download remote link or remote play, and play your PlayStation 5 games that way. You can't do that.
Yeah. So
go ahead, Ryan.
It's like the biggest tell of like this whole post was the way that he ends it. He ends it with, "There are worse ways to spend $200." It's like,
like what? There are actually a lot better ways you could spend $200.
There are worse ways. Like, wow, that's confidence in your product right there.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, you could also just buy.
Hey guys, why not $200?
It's like, you don't like my wife, but I could have married worse.
Yeah, I could have married worse.
You could literally get a Steam Deck and run.
Hey, at least I'm not on the street selling drugs. You know.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, again, to Manny's point, like you can actually buy it. Yeah, you can actually buy a Steam Deck. I think the refurbished ones go for, on Steam's website, the cheap one is like $270 or $80, and that's a Steam Deck. You can install your remote play on that, and then still have the ability to play games offline.
Yeah.
Granted, it won't save the sync, but still, come on.
I like Ace Ali, Project L, the most minimal of toe dips.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man, yeah. If there's like a stronger word for dip, like, or you know, it's like a lesser version, like it's that, you know. Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on here. Controversy happened around the Metal Gear Solid collection earlier this week when people said that it was basically 720p across the board, right? And then Konami had to come out like, no, 1080p on PlayStation 4, but it's 30 FPS. And Switch, it's all 1080p across the board, but on Switch it is 30 FPS, which is interesting because it's actually kind of a downgrade for Metal Gear Solid 2 because that was 60 FPS originally, you know?
Yes, it was. Well, no, Metal Gear Solid 2. So the game wasn't on at 60.
You sure about that?
The Metal Gear, all the Metal Gear Solid games were.
No, I'm talking about two specific because three was 30 FPS.
No, 2 and 3 were all unlocked frame rates. So
unlocked, okay.
So the game. So sometimes the game ran at 60, and
Yeah.
most of the time it ran in the 30 frames per second, just depending on how many things you could do. There's one point in Metal Gear Solid 3 where the game runs full 60 FPS.
I'm guessing it's inside a fucking building or something.
It's the room. It's the room after you fight the Fury.
Yeah,
where you go up to the ladder. The ladder. That's the only when you running to that ladder. That's a 60 FPS thing. You just get into Grozny Grad. That's it. 60. Right
that's
there.
funny,
That's
man. Just real quick, Ace Ali says they said Konami said they are targeting. That's the other thing I want to talk about. They are targeting 1080p 60. 1080p 60 FPS, but it's a direct port, so they're probably upscaling 720p to 1080p, not providing it natively. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did. There was a couple of people that did show the PC version.
Yeah.
Of the game, which was running at 60 1080. So, again, I think the big confusion with that game is the fact that because all the media was only playing the Switch edition of that game.
Yeah.
They weren't showing off the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox version. And then the other thing is that they also did make a decision to put out a 4 version, but only digital.
Yeah,
that was pretty recent.
But yeah, Konami had to come out and make a statement because that was like a big deal for like a good half day. Because again, I have such a low opinion. Konami, I believed it, fully believed it. I wouldn't put it past them. And if that was the case, I wouldn't have bought that. 720, unacceptable.
So the when it comes to their previous archive editions of those games, the Castlevania one, the Contra one, even the Ninja Turtle ones, those were all very good representations of those games.
They were, yeah.
So why would they essentially sidestep their one of their key franchises by putting it low at the low 720?
Yeah, probably because they want to put any effort into it, But you're right; that's a good point.
No, I mean they put some serious effort in those other games.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, but this is Metal Gear,
Even the Zone of the one thing about this one is like the Zone of the Enders that they released not long ago. The one that I did key art for. They released that thing at for 1080 or more on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
So they put some work into some of these things. So I feel like for Metal Gear, at least Metal Gear is going to get a 1080. But to be honest, I'm going to say this: we're in a time where they're essentially going to be doing a redo of Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are doing that. Yeah.
So I feel like if they put too much into the old editions, that version may not be a thing.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm thinking they're like, okay, we'll put it on 1080. We'll put it on 720 on a Switch, which I feel like a Switch should be able to run it at.
You would think.
60.
Yeah, you would think. But
because they were running at 60 on the PlayStation 3.
And 2. Yeah, the HD remaster, right?
That's what this is. This is the HD remasters from a few years from the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era. So those versions were running at close to 60, maybe a little bit, a little wheaty foie, but it's that. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, there you go.
I pre-ordered it.
Hey, there you go. All right, moving on here. So Baldur's Gate 3 is coming to Xbox later this year. And here's the interesting thing. Remember, but here's the interesting part, right? Remember, the reason it's not on Xbox on the same day as PlayStation is because they couldn't get a split screen to work on the S, right? They decided not to have that feature in there at all. So remember how Xbox promised parity between the X and the S? This is the one instance where there is no parity.
Okay.
Very interesting. That basically they held the game up for this feature. They couldn't get it to work, so they said, fuck it. So they basically delayed it for nothing.
Well, to be honest,
they delayed it for nothing and effectively gave PlayStation a fucking exclusive for like a little while, Ain't that interesting? That's but the S isn't holding back gaming, right? Okay.
Yeah, the S isn't holding back gaming, is it? Of course it is, man. Like number
That
one,
piece of shit.
isn't. I get it. It's making money because it's the cheapest. It's the cheapest quote unquote next gen console on the
gen.
market.
Yeah, sure, okay.
But like at the same time, it's like you do got to realize you can't always have parity between those things. You're gonna have to start cutting corners. You know.
Yeah. Again, it just reminds me of that bit from The Simpsons. Like Principal Skinner's mom is at the supermarket. She's shopping. She's like, I want all my food in one bag, but I don't want the bag to be heavy. It's like you can't have it both ways.
Can't have it both ways.
Yeah. Brett, what were you gonna say about this?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I mean, that's kind of the best option at this point. Yeah. So I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah. No, but you know what I'm saying? I just find it interesting. They were trying so hard to get that feature to work. They delayed it because they're like, okay, fuck it. We give up. You know? But I think it's a smart move. Just give up on it. Stop it. You know? But still, go ahead.
I think it is a smart move. I just wish they had this conversation with Phil Spencer before they started even talking about the game potentially coming to Xbox and what was holding it back, because feels like this situation could have got discussed behind closed doors, and then the game comes out, and then you don't have this narrative about the S continuing to be out there. But
I also, to be honest, I feel like there's a good chance that there may not be. You know, again, this is just conjecture, but I feel like maybe Xbox didn't want to give them full support on it. Like in other words, like maybe assist them in trying to do it. So they're just like, oh well, fuck these guys. We'll just put it on this thing, and you know, and then we'll literally say out in public, because you don't say that shit out on public unless you're really trying to force something to happen.
That's true.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And I'm sure that once they said that, you know, somebody gave them a call and said, "All right, stop with the talk, saying that it's that it's this way. We already got enough trouble with all these perceived exclusives on the other consoles. All right, just cut it and put it out."
Yeah, pretty much.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Jay Shep says, if Baldur's Gate 3 reviews weren't as high as it is, Xbox wouldn't have caved in. Yeah, I can see this. Like, listen, get this fucking game out now. You know?
Well, no, yeah, I agree
with that.
Yeah, the player reception is really high on the damn thing.
Yeah.
You know, and then to be honest, again, I feel like the guys who created that game literally wanted to essentially push Microsoft's buttons, because you don't say that stuff unless you have some sort of a thing. Like if even Phil didn't chime in and say, well, you know, we're working on this stuff. No, he let that shit sit out there when he really probably should have just said, all right, whatever you need to do to get this thing on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you're right. All right, moving on here. So this is interesting news. Charles Martinet is no longer the voice of Mario. He is retiring.
Yeah. I mean, he's getting old.
Yeah.
You know, like he's been doing voices for years. Not only just Mario, because you all forget that he's also in the Ratchet and Clank series.
Yeah.
So, you know, unfortunately, it's sad to see.
And checks out, his voice will not be in the new game that's coming out.
Nope, he's got a sound. They got a sound alike already.
Yeah.
I mean, how old is Charles now?
Yeah, he's got to be old as fuck.
He's at least got to be 75 years old now, right?
Yeah. Somebody looked that up, but yeah. So there you go. So respect to 67.
So he's
67. I mean, so he's almost in his 70s. I mean, is he retiring from voice acting in general? Because they did say
I just know Mario. I don't know about retiring. Period.
They said that he's still going to do appearances.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
It says Martinet will be moving into the brand new role of Mario ambassador. So he's in a window seat.
He's getting the what's his name? Fucking
Miyamoto seat.
Miyamoto seat.
The window seat. Yep. Yeah.
Miyamoto and Charles Martinet, man. It sounds like Lord of the Rings. They got the boat thing to Valinor.
Yeah, right. They go to Valinor.
I wonder. It says that he's not going to be the voice of Mario anymore. What if it sounds like Chris Pratt?
Yeah, right. Hey guys, it's me, Mario.
It's me, Mario.
It's me, Mario. I saw a video of the voice actor of Clive from Final Fantasy 16. He did his audition.
It's me, Mario.
Yeah, that's so fucking funny, man.
Twix Dice Sheets has done my office.
Apparently, that's the thing he does. He like auditions for games like that. Like jokes and stuff. That's kind of fun.
It's me, Mario.
Yeah, Martinet will continue to travel the world, sharing the joy of Mario and interacting with you all. Okay, what does that mean?
Yeah, that's not like once. Like, here's the thing. Like, once you, like, what does that mean? Like, it's like it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean shit. It's a window
Mario
seat
anymore, is it?
It's a window seat.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, man. And the last thing we're going to talk about tonight is being about controversy. We got to talk about this Starfield bullshit that happened over the weekend, man. The start screen gate, as I like to call it, because every single exclusive gets fucking gamers in a tizzy,
Okay, what's this?
So basically, this is interesting. The guy who made the tweet was this guy called Mark Kern. He's formerly from Blizzard. This guy's always getting into some fucking trouble on Twitter, But basically, so I think somebody posted a screenshot of the title screen. It was just basic shit,
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, this is indicative of the quality of this game, And that sparked all kinds of crazy shit online,
Mm-hmm. Number one, breaking embargo, by the way.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. And it even led to like Pete Hines going like, "Yo, what the fuck?" So it got stupid. I'll read this. This is from Game Rant. A heated discourse has been ignited online. That's a weird sentence. A heated exchange was ignited online after Starfield's opening main menu screen leaked online led to some dubious criticism. Starfield is already in the hands of reviewers and influencers for various media organizations. As is common anymore, this has led to who wrote this shit, man? This is all fucked up. Like, get an editor. Anyway, as is common anymore, this has led to some leaked content from Starfield finding its way online. A controversial figure on social media then criticized the leaked main menu, prompting a response from Bethesda employee and a significant amount of backlash. So yeah, that's what happened. Like some idiot broke embargo, obviously, and then this dude shows up and talks shit, and then Pete Hines got mad at him, and just led to all this brouhaha. But of course, the fanboys went at it like, oh, look at this fucking game. Look at this bullshit right here. This game's going to suck. Look at this shitty title screen. Yeah. We're judging games on their title screens now. That's what we're doing. Yeah.
I saw Young posted the he posted, what was it? The for one of the Yakuza games. I forgot what it was. It was like Yakuza 0, and it had like Comic Sans on it and everything. It was a pretty bad menu. But like, people love those games. Yeah. So come on.
Nobody gives a shit,
Nobody gives their shit. It's just like, whatever. It doesn't matter if the game uses fucking Papyrus as the stupid font. Whatever's behind whatever. After you press the start button, that's the thing that you really care about.
Yeah. So this is what some random fuck says. Hey, DC Deacon. Next time you and the lovely folks over at Bethesda Game Studios, instead of rushing to make a game with many systems, factions, choices, and new ways to play, I would urge you to only this is a satire. I would urge you to only focus on the title screen so you guys won't appear to be hasty and simply don't care. And then Pete Hines said, or they designed what they wanted, and that's been our menu for years and was one of the first things we settled on. Having an opinion is one thing. Questioning out a developer's quote unquote care because you would have done it differently is highly unprofessional coming from another developer. Actually, another quote developer. Damn, some spice. Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Jesus.
No. Pete Hines is like, don't you talk about my baby.
You better not talk about my. I'll go over to slap you. You know. Let me read. So what did the guy's DC Deacon, I believe. No, that DC Deacon is Pete Hines. So where's the Grumps? That's the dude's name. That guy's always talking shit. You know. So this is what Grump said. I can't even pronounce that fucking word. The physiognomy of start screens. I've never seen this word in my life. The start screen of a game can reveal a lot about how rushed the team was and how much pride they take in their work. Starfield's start screen either shows hasty shipping deadlines by a passionate team overworked or a team that didn't care. Damn, man.
So let's look at Cyberpunk for a second.
That has a good title screen.
It has a pretty nice title screen.
Yeah.
So I don't know like that. That's like saying games should have a really nice cover. It's a superfluous thing. You know, it's nice if they do have a cover. It does sell the thing, but they don't officially need it. So
I'm gonna try to pronounce this word. I went to look this word up. Physiognomy. I've never seen this word, but it basically means a person's facial features or expression, especially when regarded as indicative of character or ethnic origin. Friends began to notice a change in his physiognomy. Learn a new word. You know,
I don't know. I think the context of that, he's not using it that
he's probably just throwing that fucking word around to sound fancy.
No,
some
he's
Pee Wee Herman shit. The word of the day is physiognomy.
It sounds like he it doesn't sound like he's using that in the proper context, but I don't know. I could be not up on my $20 words.
Yeah, but anyway, this guy was talking shit, and then P. Hines got in there. You know. Damn, Jess Corden. Shout out to Jess Corden. I like how you just replied. He's not a developer. He's a clown. Yeah, this shit got crazy on Twitter over the weekend, man. But you know, it's one of those things that. Oh my god, man.
Number one, how the fuck did this guy get a copy of the game?
Oh, well, you know why. Whoever leaked it, it wasn't. Remember, the developer, you know, the Grumps guy, he was just commenting off the leaked screen. Understand? Mm-hmm. He was just commenting on that.
Okay, but so nobody knows who leaked the stupid start screen.
Nobody knows. Jay Shep goes, you saw someone leak 40 minutes of gameplay on Twitch, right? Why am I not surprised? Motherfuckers love breaking embargoes, man.
Yeah,
and I can't talk about it right now, right? But soon, I'm gonna go off on a something else that was recently leaked. You know, I'm gonna go. I can't talk about it obviously because I'm under embargo, but I'm gonna go the fuck off, man. I hate that. And Rich, I know you feel me. This, you and I, we play by the rules, man. When it comes to these embargoes, right? We triple check our fucking embargo days. We adhere to that code. Do not break embargoes. Yep. And you have these fucking idiots breaking embargoes, man. It pisses me the fuck off. You know.
I mean, especially with how hard it was to even get into the eyes of these studios. Yeah, we worked in the trenches of this shit.
Yep.
Where you literally were reviewing the copy of your game that you bought at the store back in SDFU in play days. So just to see this shit, literally people just in other words, for everybody else who essentially did their due diligence, they put out these things, they did a good job, make sure they didn't leak any shit. Rich is known within the industry as a really good for this. And it sucks to have this sort of stuff happen because it just ruins it for everybody. And they keep on, and I'm going to say this, I don't know who did it, but I'm saying it's probably one of those fuckhead streamer people.
You know, it's an influencer that did this shit. It's a fucking influencer.
I don't know why. I don't know why they fucking keep sending them to these motherfuckers if they're just going to keep throwing this shit out there, just streaming this shit.
I have to also add, I've been seeing that there've been sales of the Xbox copies being sold online. So maybe someone got access to them and has been selling them, and hence why stuff is leaked on. So I'm not defending the streamer. I'm just stating what I've seen. So
Yeah,
that's
no,
also possible.
if that
But
happened, then it was not a streamer. But you know,
I wouldn't put it past them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fucking influencers, man.
Well,
So yeah, by the way, real quick, I got to share this story, man. This was like when Persona 4 was released on PC, right? I remember because I reviewed it for PC Bag, and Gary obviously reviewed it for the Coalition, right? We both had our reviews ready, scheduled, and everything. 2 hours before the fucking embargo lifted, right? Somebody leaked everything online, right? And I'm like, here I am. I can't even talk about the game, for 2 hours. But these idiots are doing it, Fucking, it's so aggravating, man,
Yeah, and there's people that do this. You guys go by the rules, and these guys, some of these guys don't suffer any ramifications for this.
No,
because they get a lot of hits,
Yeah,
It's insane, man. Like, Rich, I get so meticulous about this shit. Like, I was scheduling something that was embargoed. As a matter of fact, it was a Sega shit, right? Because they got the embargo lifted this week because I checked out Yakuza and Sonic and Persona. And I was telling I told my editor like 5 times, remember, the embargo doesn't lift at 3 a.m. It lifts at 3:01 a.m. Don't fuck that up. like I'm serious about it. I don't want to mess anything up, man.
Yeah.
But and so I'm going there. Rich is going there. We're adhering. We're trying to be careful, and you have these fucking assholes doing this stuff, man. I can't stand it. These guys to me are worse than fanboys. At least fanboys are just fucking dumb. These guys know what they're doing. And it's fucking dishonorable and disgraceful, man. Anyway, that's my rant.
I agree.
Fucking bullshit, man.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's almost a show, but I do want to bring something up because it's kind of related to this. And Brett, I hope you don't mind that I shared the conversation you and I had with the fans right now, if that's cool with you.
Oh, no, not at all, man.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, Brett called me up today. I called you up. I got work because Brett was like, "Yo, I want to talk to you about some shit you were saying on the show." So basically, Brett was saying like, "Hey, the other day on Throwdown Your Questions, you kind of like alluded to game fans or gamers being too stupid to understand the game industry." I'm like, "No, I didn't allude to that. That's exactly what I meant." And Brett's like, that sounds fucked up. I'm like, yes, it is fucked up, but at the same time, not talking about like Throwdown fans, obviously, but it's like a lot of these people, like when I see shit like this, where the whole discourse is we're talking about a start screen, you can kind of see where my mentality is, like Twitter has just fucked me up, and what I did was I went to the Discord and I told the fans like, yo, if, I hope I didn't offend anybody or whatever. And unanimously, Brett, all the fans like, no, Tony, you keep it real, man. Keep saying what you're saying. But in the future, I will make it clear. I'm talking about fanboys. I'm talking about the fanboys specifically, not all gamers, because most gamers are fucking dope, right? It's these fucking fanboys on Twitter specifically that ruin it for everybody. And this makes me think about something through Mecca. He asked us this months ago. It's like, does being on social media ruin gaming for you? Yes, it fucking does. And it's made me cynical as shit. Go ahead.
Bro, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, how long you wanted to get away from reviewing games so you could just sit back and enjoy them, and now that you can, Twitter has fucking ruined it for you.
Isn't that something?
You know how sad that is?
Yeah, it has, isn't it? Because you're right. I'm not obligated to review. I only review games when I want to now, But gaming has here's the thing. This generation, right? There's been 2 things that have been just sticking with me, right? The lack of games that I care about, and the fucking fanboys, right? The games are being fixed. We're getting some good games this year, right? So that's fine. But the fanboys are getting worse, right? What did we have this year, right? With Spider-Man, reused animation gate, right? Fucking start screen gate. It's always some bullshit when it comes to an exclusive,
Puddlegate.
Back in the day, Puddlegate, Craiggate, it's like the shit never ends, man. So yeah, I've just been. It's very easy to be disappointed in the gaming community when all you see is this bullshit on Twitter every fucking day, And the sad part is none of it catches me by surprise. I'm more disappointed by the fact that I'm not surprised. I'm like, when I saw this shit, I'm like, oh, here we go. I knew there was going to be a controversy. It's just a matter of what form it was going to take. You know, it's like fucking Gozer and shit from Ghostbusters. What form will Gozer take? You know, what form will the Destroyer take? What form will the fanboyism this week take? You know, or let's be real, what form will the fanboyism take today? Because it's always something every single day. You know, the same fucking people too, and it's very upsetting. You know. Basically, I don't need to really like apologize to the fans because they want me to, because I said like I'll try to be cool about it next time. I'll try to tone it down. They're like, no, Tony, keep it real. You know, it's like, okay,
yeah, I always keep it real, but like,
you know,
I was just trying to make sure, like,
and I'm glad you told me.
You telling me to go fuck themselves, kind of thing. Like you're like, go fuck yourself. What, me in particular, or like just So, you know, I think that's big. Let me ask the chat. Let me ask you guys, like, those of you on Twitter, do you find it to be more toxic a gaming space than other places? And I ask because, like, I even sent Tony, like a portion of a Reddit thread. I'm like, at least in parts of Reddit, like, they're having the right conversation. Because it said something like, you know, like, people are having these kinds of expectations. It was particularly about Blizzard, about, like, you know, how people should manage their expectations. And they were even saying, like, yeah, how dare we have expectations for a company that is leading in this particular genre of gaming and has also made 2 other games that are prequels to this that had better quality of life improvements. How dare we compare apples to other apples?
The thing with Reddit is it's really specified for fans of different things. So if you go to the Nintendo Reddit, you're not going to come up with a lot of PlayStation fans or a lot of Xbox fans or Master Race fans. And if you do, and if they go wild in those threads, there's a lot of moderators that take care of all those people. Mm-hmm. So it's really, all of those threads are curated in a way where it feels like a safe space to the people that are interested in whatever topics they're looking at those specific threads.
Yep, they often do have, you know, rules of the road.
Yeah.
And they're usually, and a lot of times
Twitter,
it's very zero tolerance too. Like, in other words, if you don't fit the thing, the moderator will be like, well, yeah, this doesn't fit, so we're deleting this. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
It's also structured, you know, with the upvotes and the downvotes, it's easier to, like, you know, a point to come across the forum and kind of be raised up and talked about. Like, I was telling Tony about, like, Twitter is just like this kind of crapshoot of shoulder tapping and then whispering in someone's ear and hoping it, like, I can't stand Twitter. It is just the least efficient, weirdest echo chamber. Not even like an echo chamber in a good way. Like, you can't even talk about the things that you want to talk about. It's just like 9 million people lining up in a line and all screaming their opinions as loudly as possible at one fucking time. I hate it. I hate everything about it.
Twitter is basically what happened in Union Square a couple of weeks ago with that fucking influencer got all those kids in a tizzy. You know, that's what Twitter is. Just a fucking mob everywhere, destroying everything, you know? So yeah, Twitter sucks. J-Shep says, to be honest, I allowed social media to inject fear with Starfield release. It's hard to ignore the shit sometimes. Yeah, it's hard to ignore, especially when I have to be on Twitter for work. You have to, you know, that's where I get my news from. You know, so you just see this shit. But then it sucks is like, even when I want to go on Twitter just for recreational shit, you know, like on a weekend, what do I see? Starfield start screen. That's indicative of how bad the game is. And it's like, wow, man. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, personally, I mean, to be honest,
until the next controversy hits, you know.
It's funny, like, because like I don't like I interact with Twitter very differently. I don't like, to be honest, I'm not paying attention to like 90% of the stuff that's going on there, and it sort of just is, you know. But I can see when it's sort of bombarding you in your thing. But like for me, like my, you know, maybe I'm too much on art Twitter, but I don't see a lot of I see game stuff, but I don't see nearly as many things as you probably do.
Yeah, because I'm just almost like, most of the people I follow, they're all gamers, so that's all. I just see gaming stuff, and all they're interested in is this fanboy stuff, you know.
Stop following those people.
They're in the industry too, man. I can't just unfollow them. You know,
I mean, you're not really professionally in the game industry outside of here all that much. Like,
yeah, but I still am.
Only where you want to be.
Yeah, but it doesn't work like that because remember, I still got to deal with some of these people and stuff, and then the fans as well, like I can't just leave gaming Twitter,
I'm
it's
not
also,
saying any shit. God damn.
it's also hard for people to do that because, like, for example, in Tony's case, he follows people like Tom Warren and Paris and Danny, and they like even from then you
look at their comment section, It's like you can't escape it. You're like, because again, I follow these industry, and every industry person, myself included, gets shit, by voicing their opinions. Twitter's hard.
I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah, you good. And it's good. You're not a public figure either. It's fucking bad, man. But it is what it is, man. So fuck Twitter.
Yep.
Fuck gaming Twitter.
It is what it is.
That's Brett. That's why I told you. That's why I want Twitter to go down because I'll finally be released, man. I'll finally be released. 'Cause I'm not on any other social media networks. I don't.
Here you are.
What? Oh, Instagram. I don't go on Instagram.
You pop on there every Sunday.
Yeah, like every 6 months.
But I think the reasoning why is it because it's not conducive to text. Even though you can write more on Instagram than you can on Twitter, or also Facebook, you can write more.
Yeah, but fuck that. I left that shit years ago. Twitter,
But it's not.
Facebook.
Like Instagram is not really conducive to really putting up text. It's really just about pictures.
Yeah, it's a picture. It's boring. It's like I don't give a fuck about
That's
pictures.
why I like Instagram so much better.
That's why I like Instagram better too.
The artist, obviously, I'm a writer. I'm more drawn to words,
But at least for me, whenever I've done tweets, I always try to connect a photo or picture to it because I feel like the picture is the thing that this is me just being like visual person. Picture gets you in, then you read the book.
Yeah.
You know who it is the visual aid
god. Yeah, I've never needed that as a help for my end, obviously,
No, you're like. Yeah, but there's also the big difference. So like you say one thing, you get like 1,000 likes. For me, if I say something, it doesn't get anything.
Yeah.
But if I post a photo or post an image, it gets more. Play.
Yeah. It all depends. Yeah.
Yeah.
I posted some shit the other day. I was throwing fire at something. They just got all this fucking responses. But here's my thing though. I say whatever I need to say and I just leave. I don't respond to anybody else. I stopped doing that years ago because there's no point. These people don't want a debate, right? They just want to yell.
No, they don't. They don't want. They don't want it. Well, to be honest, Twitter is not the place to have that sort of discourse.
It's not a place for discourse in general.
No, it's just. It's what was it called? A repository for people's thoughts.
Yeah, it's a depository. That's what I want to call it.
Or a depository.
Yeah,
where people get their thoughts out.
It's a depository.
All we're doing is feeding into the algorithms of our AR overlords that'll eventually take over the world.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Feeding them all the information they need to essentially send us more ads.
Yep. We live in a dystopian hell, man.
No, it could be worse.
Yeah, I mean,
it could be worse.
Twitter.
It really could be worse. Yeah. This is really first world problems. Let's be real,
Yeah,
it's definitely. To be honest, like
it's first world. I think I told you guys this story, man. I'll say it again. I remember this was years ago too, right? I'm in a bar and shit, barcade. Carlos, you already know, chilling, right? And St. Mark's, man. That's the watering hole. So I'm in there and I'm telling one of my friends, like, some beef I was having on Twitter. And halfway through the story, I stopped myself because I realized how stupid it all sounded.
No, it's to be
like
honest.
This shit felt like it was real, right? Like in a moment, it was like this is important shit. I'm verbalizing. I'm like, wow, I'm a fucking dumbass.
Yeah,
I
mean, to be honest, a lot of the things that people said,
it doesn't matter.
A lot of things that people say on Twitter, if they actually did say them out loud, they probably realize how dumb it is.
Yeah, it's like, why am I getting worked up over this dumb shit?
It's not real. Like, I mean, it can affect.
It's so real,
but it's not real. The minute you close the door on all that stuff, and if you're just basing it off of physical interactions, you're not getting any of that sort of stuff. Like I said, the person could be like, "Yo, fuck you, Tony," on fucking Twitter, and then they meet you in person. They're all like shaking your hand and ain't saying shit to you.
Oh yeah, that's variations of that have happened. You know, very interesting how that works. You know,
Yeah, because it's one thing to physically speak to somebody, and it's another one to just speak somebody.
yeah.
And that's all Twitter is. You're speaking at people. You're not speaking to people.
I still remember there was this one time. This was like 2 years ago. They had, Twitter Spaces, right? They had these Twitter Space, right? They were talking a bunch of shit about me, apparently, right? Our homegirl read in for me. She's like, "Hey Tony, they're talking a lot of shit about you." I'm like, word. I go into space. The tone changed real quick. As soon as I got in there, "Hey Tony, how you doing? Hey Tony, what's going on? Tell us." Like, "Oh, you guys got real friendly." I said it. I'm like, "I heard you guys were talking shit. What happened?" But they're like, "No, we're just joking around." Fuck you. Fucking assholes. Fake motherfuckers, man.
Yep, they ain't got no they ain't got no shine. They ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
What's the minute that you walk in the room, they're just like,
man, sometimes I want to be petty as fuck, man. I want to be petty as fuck sometimes. But like, you guys are over there talking all this shit. Meanwhile, I'm over here in the industry. What's the difference? Because I'm actually a professional, unlike you fucking clowns on your stupid YouTube channels talking all this nonsense. If I was petty, I would say that, but I won't. Even though I just kind of did, but whatever.
You just slammed your dick on the
talking all that shit. What is it getting you? You're kissing Sony's ass all day. You're kissing Microsoft's ass all day. Where's it getting you? Nowhere. Dumbass fanboys. By the way, I found the tweet that upset everybody because this dude Tidix. I don't whatever.
It sounds like a
detergent or some shit,
like a detergent. Like, made up Tidex.
So he posted a screenshot from The Last of Us 2, and he goes, "Name a better game, I dare you." And I quote tweeted that, and I said, "Literally any game but this." The fanboys didn't like that shit. But did I say anything offensive? I just said literally any game but this. And then people start, "Well, what about this game? What about this game? What about this game?" And then people start, "What always happens?" Nope, I didn't answer nothing.
Didn't find any of it with answers.
Yeah, I think I only responded one time. Like, "What about Pong?" I'm like, "Yeah, Pong's a good game." Because he was trying to say, "Pong isn't better than The Last of Us 2." Fucking Last of Us fans, man. Anyway, that's my rant for the night. I think I had a lot of rants tonight, man. Fired up, fucking fanboys.
You got to pay towards some royalties for doing some Rantosaurus right there.
Yeah,
son.
right, totally. Yeah. So fuck fanboys and fuck these influencers breaking embargoes. That's what I'll say about that. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hey, Tony, what's going on, player? You were talking all that smack before, bro. What happened? Yeah. The Last of Us fans are no different. No offense. They are different. They are different, Chase. They're very different, bro. Again, I do this to antagonize motherfuckers, but I do it in the Tony way, right? I'll go, Ghost of Tsushima, best game of 2020. Look at the comments. Who jumps in there? What about The Last of Us? It's like, all right, relax.
And then you're like Horizon Zero Dawn, best game of the generation.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody
cares. Nobody cares about that.
Nobody likes them.
They don't like Halo. Or my personal favorite tweet: Xbox Game Pass. That's it. Just Xbox Game Pass. Watch the comments, man. Chaos. Is it any wonder that I have a hard time having faith in the gaming community sometimes? Because of these dumbass fanboys coloring everything.
Yeah. I feel like you and Paris are possibly the only two who could literally do that, and he plays in that shit too.
Oh yeah, of course,
yeah.
I mean, I don't blame Paris. I mean, I definitely don't blame Tony, but I also don't blame Paris after those motherfuckers came after him for his chair.
Yeah. Brett, no. That's past tense. They're still doing it.
You're still doing it.
He gets that shit every single day. Oh, where's the yellow chair? Where's the yellow chair? Are you gonna get another yellow chair? Like, he gets the shit every day. It hasn't stopped.
It was a dope chair.
It is.
Yo,
you know?
it's a fucking what was it? Was it a something labs or what Secret Labs chair?
Oh, Secret Labs.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a secret. That's like what $200-$300. Well, no, $500
Yeah.
chair.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
Why did he get rid of it?
No, he still has it.
He probably
Okay.
still has it.
He's
It's probably,
sometimes to antagonize the fanboys, he'll have it in the background in a video. You know,
yeah.
it's there. I told you.
Dude, I love when people get mad about that kind of shit. Be like, bitch, you knew if you got a $300 free computer gaming chair, your ass would be sitting in that motherfucker right now.
Brett, I'm so glad you said that shit because that's where a lot of this comes from. Jealousy. They want to be us, man. Just being real. You know.
The thing about it is, I say, yeah, like, come on, like, obviously they're sort of wheeling and dealing with the folks, giving the little thing. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, a lot of people probably wish that they feel that they're more deserving of getting that thing than he did.
Put the work in, like Paris did.
I think the thing about it
that didn't happen overnight for Paris. He was busting his ass for 10 fucking years before that.
We saw them all at E3,
Yep,
man.
yeah.
Khalif, plug. We just had on our interview show, and hope we have Paris and
we will have Paris and Danny on the show in the future. Yep.
We saw all those dudes working their asses off, in the trenches, doing it just like everybody else on their little sites, on their little podcasts, doing their shit. So he worked up. He didn't just pop up out of nowhere like fucking, like a Jack in the Box or something.
Yeah.
Well, another thing I want to add to that too, like, it's not just work; it's work and luck. Like, I know a lot of motherfuckers have been putting in the sweat, still haven't necessarily kicked off. So here's the thing: when you put in the work and you get an opportunity, you grab that shit because you may not be lucky enough to get a second one.
Yep, exactly. You got to be prepared, Yeah.
So it's like, what was it? I actually put up a tweet about this a while ago, where it's like, if you think about it, it's like it was posted by the director of this animated show, and it said what is it? Opportunity. It had these two circles. It's opportunity, and it says preparation, and then it says luck in the center.
Yep. Yeah, that's how it is.
That's how it is. Like, you could be working your ass off and still never hit any of it. It's just like you have all the preparation in the world, and you just never hit it. But then there's also the opportunity part of it, and it's still the luck.
Yeah, no, luck is a factor for sure, but that you can't take advantage of that luck if you're not prepared.
Essentially, the one thing about it is the preparation. The preparation increases your luck stat.
Yeah,
you're essentially allowing you to be in the wider space. So at least the at the point that the pin does fall into that space, he has a better chance of hitting you.
Yeah. By the way, real quick, this is a great point. Again, another thing that makes it that shakes my faith in the gaming community sometimes. Logic wins. Yeah, he goes, I recall that Paris had to contact the authorities because someone threatened him online. Yes, that did happen. Over video games. Fucking insane. I want to read something Mr. Jolly Yellow said here. This is good stuff. No, for real, Last of Us fans are like a damn cult. They really can't handle people who like other video games anymore. And they really act like clickers when they go after other games. Yeah, right. The complaints about another Mr. Jolly Yellow. The complaints about Paris's chair was straight up jealousy. They were mad. They weren't mad that Paris got the chair. They were mad that they didn't get the chair. Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Yep. You had it right. He goes, another thing. People who are mad at Paris aren't people who put in work. The complainers are people who want to be influencers, and basically influencers are just get rich quick scheme. Influencing is a shortcut. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I agree with that, but I see where you're coming from.
Paris isn't an influencer, though.
He is. He actually is an influencer.
He actually is.
Yeah.
Is that what he'd be considered?
Yeah, he's like the textbook definition of an influencer. The good kind, not the stereotype bullshit.
Yeah. He's not one of the type that will essentially put on a shtick and be like, like some of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like he just seems to actually have, like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but like he's more legit than a lot of influencers.
He actually legit. But the thing is, like, because to be an influencer, it's more of a media thing, like, a podcaster or a video guy. Those are the, like, Journalists can be influencers, but they're not. But like, you kind of have to be a podcaster or a video guy to be an influencer, and he's both. You know.
Yeah. So like
he's not a journalist. You know.
He's not a journalist, but the big difference between and I feel like that's the reason why a lot of the industry likes to deal with him is because he's an influencer, but he holds himself more
he's
more
professional. He's just
professional about it. Same thing with Danny. They both they hold themselves professionally. So you would almost think that they are journalists.
Yeah, that's why you're thinking that, Brett, because you're like, he acts professional. Because some influencers don't, and they fanboy and shit. Like, it's like
I've seen some of those guys functioning in the space. Some pretty well-known people. I'm not going to mention any names because. But
so let me
some people you've seen, they do some really morose shit. Because they believe that they deserve something.
Yeah, I've seen. Yep, that entitlement diva shit. Go ahead, Brett. What's up?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, people are still talking shit, even though he's technically an influencer.
Yeah.
But by influencer standard, he goes so far above the bar that I'm just surprised a lot of people will be like, "Wow, you're a fucking show." He's an influencer. You don't even have to be neutral. The fact that he is kind of neutral is because he fucking wants to be.
Yeah, because he's professional,
Yeah.
Jay Shep said it right there. When Paris is wrong, he owns up to it. Yep, every single time.
He will. He will legitimately say, "Yeah, I was wrong about that."
A lot of influencers won't do that. They don't know how to take the L.
They'll double down.
Double down. Yeah. All right, good show. I want to wrap up now because my headset's telling me the fucking battery's about to die. I'm like, oh, that's the third warning. Oh shit. To the credit though, Razer, I haven't charged this thing in like a month. It's pretty good,
Plug that shit in.
Yeah, right. Anyway, Rich, I want to thank you for being on today, man, at the last minute. But Jay Shep seems pleased, so we're good.
We aim to please.
Yes,
and the force is strong with this type of scenario. So I'm thinking it might happen pretty soon again.
Yeah, we talked about that being a show. Anyway, Rich, thanks for being on, man. Anything you want to say to fans before we wrap up here?
Yeah. First and foremost, shout out to Jay Chef and you guys. Thanks for having me on. As Carlos mentioned, I might be returning again soon.
Yes.
To talk about something
controversial.
It might be controversial. No. Something that is out of this world. I think that's.
Will you take us to the stars?
Yes. We'll be talking about that. So stay tuned for that, and definitely stay tuned to the coalition. There's a couple of different things that are going to be happening next week, so you might definitely want to check out the site.
Yeah, going to be a big time on the coalition, man. Do we have anything to plug? No, I'm Negan, right?
Oh no.
Yeah, what's up,
That's
Rich?
returning. That is returning September 10th. So we will be back for that. That's in like 2 weeks.
All right, good stuff.
About 2 weeks.
As we said at the top of the show, we'll say it again. Next week is episode 450 for both podcasts. So for the Thursday show, we will obviously have Rich back on again, not only to celebrate 9 years of this version of Throwdown, but we will also be talk about Starfield. It may actually be the Starfield special because Rich, you are playing it, so you will be able to share your thoughts because that's the exact day of August 31st where the embargo lifts. So was it lift on the 30th or the 31st? Rich,
the early access. Oh no, the embargo lifts on the 30th.
30th. Okay, so we'll be good to go. And and the good thing is,
no.
Yeah, what's up?
It actually is the 31st.
See, that's why I tell you guys, Rich is a professional. He checks those embargoes twice. I'm telling you, man. 31st. but either way, the embargo is going to break that day. Obviously, our listeners would have read a bunch of reviews. So please make sure you have your questions ready for Rich. He'll answer everything he possibly can. And it's going to be dope. And then obviously 450 of Throw Down Your Questions is coming, right? So not this weekend, that's coming for the next weekend. It's going to be an AMA special, baby, So that'll be fun. Those are always crazy. So, yeah, man,
Yeah.
It's going to be good stuff, people.
Soundboard.
Yeah, I say, you know. So yeah, we're coming at you with more. But yeah, 449 of Throwdown Your Questions this Sunday, and then 450 of both shows next week. It's going to be good stuff. And as Manny said, yes, we will be having Paris and Danny on Throwdown interviews. That's going to be some good stuff too.
That's going to be good stuff.
I especially want to talk to Paris about some of the hate he's been getting, because this is one of the topics I want to talk about. Most of the hate, all the hate that Paris is getting, it ain't from white people. It's his own people, man. And that's fucked up,
That's messed up.
And that's something I can attest to. Like, when I get attacked, it ain't white people attacking me, bro.
Mostly me.
Yeah. Yes. It is. Yeah. See, it's my people like Carlos, man, talking all this shit, Oh, man. All right, people, we're done here, man. So make sure you follow Throwdown on Twitch and Twitter. Join the Discord where the conversations and the rumors from Mob Hits are always popping. You could also find us on any podcast app by searching for Throwdown Show. That's 2 words, Throwdown Show. Throwdownshow.com to listen to past episodes. And if you have been watching us on YouTube and enjoyed the videos, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of when our premieres go live. Links to everything down below. Once again, our show is Tony Polanco, and tonight I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you next time. By the way, we've been around for so long, you can actually literally see us age.
Yeah, you can. It's crazy.
You can go back to see those early episodes and see our video quality change and our
man, look at our baby faces, man.
Disappearing and our beards turning gray.
Crazy.
Good shit.
Oh God.
All right, Carlos Romero.
You can see the Viva Peru going gray.
Yeah.
You don't see Carlos going gray, man. Motherfucker's never on camera.
No, Carlos is eternal. So
yeah, that's it. Yeah. Brett Murdoch.
Plot twist: Carlos is the bebopper.
Yeah. You said it perfectly too, man. I like that. Brian Manjoma.
The next couple of months are going to be very interesting.
Uh-oh, I don't know what you're alluding to there.
Game-a-geddon?
You Game-a-geddon?
There's lots of things. Lots of things that are tagged with conspiracy theories that who knows might happen.
Is the world going to end? Weren't we promised that?
We ain't going to come back?
Yeah, right. Oh, fucking zombie. Eat your brains, Yeah. And, of course, Mr. Richard Bailey Jr., or otherwise known as RBJ.
I almost think you should use that, Richard.
Yeah, right. RBJ, man.
Yeah. I will definitely consider that. We'll see. But yes, Gamergeddon is here. I know what was said about the next couple months. No, it's officially here. So stay tuned.
All right, people, you already know, man. We will be back on Sunday, man. Remember, regular gaming questions, and then we'll hit up the other stuff next week. It's gonna be fun, man. Ask us anything, man. All right, later, people.
Laters.
Let's end this shit so Rich can tell us how Starfield is.
Yep.
You can see it.